Right, first of all, Pat, congratulations on becoming Portdown interim manager. How does it feel to be manager of Portdown?
Oh, well, it's obviously a privilege to be manager of Portdown. I mean, I was there as a kid from '89 until '92, 15 to 18, and then after, obviously, when I came back from England, I was there for a couple of years as captain as well. So it's a privilege.
You've had a few months around the squad, but you've only had one or two sessions in charge yourself. What's your thoughts on the squad at the minute?
Well, we said this on Thursday night. You know, my first session was on Thursday evening. We said there's a lot of quality within the squad. You know, we need to increase the level of intensity at which we do things. I think that's really important to what I'm trying to do along with the rest of the management team. And if we can do that, then the results will come along.
You've mentioned yourself about bringing some of the younger players through the first team as well. Is there anyone you had in mind when you're saying that, or just in general?
No, well, I mean, there's young Nathaniel Ferris has come on today, like 16, 17-year-old kid, and worked really hard when he did come on. You had also young Zach Wilson and Luke Wilson that were in and around things today as well. So there's plenty of lads there that we want to be given a wee chance to. We obviously realise that there's plenty of experience there as well, and we have to lean on that experience. But when the chance arrives, we'll be giving the young lads at Portdown a chance.
Is there any sort of targets you've set yourself at the end of the year, or the squad is in total?
Well, the most important part, first and foremost, over the next couple of weeks is to make sure that the ethos of what we're trying to do is put onto the players, and they realise that every Tuesday and Thursday night there'll be an intensity to what they do. That needs to then be brought into games, and from there, then that's where I believe we'll get results. Because when the quality's there, it's a matter of lifting morale. But that's the most important thing.
I'm sure this during the week's been a bit of a whirlwind for yourself with all the media interviews and everything going on. Have you had a chance to sit back and actually to have a think about your actually manager Portdown football club?
I haven't really. I mean, today it was it was great to get out there. I actually was managing my young son's game this morning from 9:30, and then came straight from that to here. It's great to get out there, but it's different when you've been used to playing, and then you have to manage and watch other lads and the frustrations, and it's not just myself but Vinny and Trevor and Keith when he comes along. We're willing those players to do well, and as long as those lads put in an honest shift and don't leave anything left on the pitch, then we know we can turn it around.
What's your thoughts on today's game then? In general, it's not the result you wanted, but was the performance there?
The performance was there at times. I would like to see us play more football at times. I think sometimes it went from back to front a little bit early, or into the wrong area. But there was a couple of passages of play. There was a great passage of play in the first half there where Marcio almost got in, and I think there's more of that in us. You've lads like Robert Garrett there, Chris Casement, who can play, but they need to have more of a belief in themselves that they can do it on a regular basis.
There's been quite a few injuries within the squad. Is there any? Can you shed light on any of the injuries, like Gary Twigg or anything? Or?
Yeah, well, Gary Twigg, we were going to do a sort of just a wee report before the game, but he hadn't did any training, and he trained a couple of weeks back and within 20 minutes broke down, so we didn't want to take that chance, but we're hoping Gary has a decent chance of next week's game.
Next week we're travelling to the Oval, which is the next club of yourself as well. Are you looking forward to that challenge up at the Oval?
Yeah, of course. That's the big thing. Every game is important to Portdown Football Club now. So we go to the Oval next week, and we know we'll be in for a tough game. But I hope over the course of Tuesday and Thursday night, the players will understand the philosophy of what the management team want to do, and we can bring that into the game and make sure that we get a positive result next week.